Good afternoon, everybody. It is 1 o'clock, which means I'm going to be taking you through for your last live afternoon hour here at Highlight Crafts Live Shopping. So, welcome to the show. Thank you so much for joining me. I have got for you today the second live hour of what was our launch of brand new molds here at Highlight Crafts. They were so popular this morning. A lot of them are, well, okay, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of them have fully allocated, but there is a few still not quite checked out in baskets, and that therefore means that for those of you who are still wanting to get hold of them, there is actually the option to do so, but it does mean that they'll come out of somebody else's basket. Now, we've said it before and we've said it again and we've said it quite a few times that if something isn't fully checked out but it's still within inside your basket, that means that somebody else does have the capability to make that purchase with that item. It's kind of like walking around the supermarket with your trolley full of food and there's maybe one packet of those biscuits left and you put them in and somebody walks past and takes them straight back out. That's how it works until you've gone down that conveyor belt and checked out. It's not officially yours. And now that's the way the system works. It's not how we design it. It's just unfortunately the way that it does work. But we would do suggest if you are joining us with any of those molds sat in your basket, please check out because I would hate for any of you to be disappointed. Some of these molds, we are going to try and get them back in stock, but it could be a fair while before we do so. It's not like a standard like cadence where we say we've got 8 weeks. We don't always know when or if some of these are going to be back in, and if they are, we will let you know, okay? Always check out all our social feeds for those updates. Now, talking to social feeds, we're streaming live on Facebook and on Instagram for today's show. That's where we come to you every single day, other than Sundays, other than if it's an event, here at Highlight Crafts Live Shopping. Now, you can shop with us on Facebook and on Instagram by quite simply typing into the comments section of the live stream video the codes that I share with you throughout the show. So the way that it works is that every single item that we have out on our counters on display here for you and behind me as well will have a code against them, and all you need to do is type the word shop followed by that code that is then going to come after it. Now what that does, as soon as you type that in, it will automatically add it into your basket. And then you might also be thinking, well, with social media or Facebook and Instagram, I don't have a shopping basket. Well, it's like magic. When you type that code in, automatically we will send you a direct message into your inbox, okay? So where you would message family and friends, you will see one appear from us at Highlight Crafts saying, hello, you've made this purchase, you've made this order, this is your reservation, and all you need to do is click on the link that we've sent you in that message. Now you can do that during or after the show, and we suggest doing it during, especially if something that you've popped in your basket is fully allocated. Upon clicking that link, it will instantly then redirect you straight on over to the Highlight Crafts website, and when you get there, you'll not only see your basket filled with all of the items in that you shopped ahead for during the show, you'll also see all of the items available on the website, and you can add any one of those, any of them, as many as you want to your basket and tot it up. It's not closed off or sealed off. You want to make sure though that you're logging into your Highlight Crafts account. Now, if you've not got an account with us here at Highlight Crafts, it's free to create one. They're simple, easy, and quick to actually put together. It takes just a few moments, a few of your details in there, and basically what that then gives you is free postage on all orders over £35 every time you spend with us. I know, right? So make sure you're logged into that account. You're also going to get discount every single time you place an order with us. So when you first start, you're in the first tier of discounts. You're going to get your 5% discount within every single purchase. You're also as well going to build up points. Now, every purchase you make, you build up points alongside it, and those points turn into pounds, and those pounds then, of course, come off future purchases down the line. Okay, so when you actually purchase here with us, logged into your account, it takes a couple of weeks for those points to be added to your account, but then when they're there, you can spend them. So you can probably, in some cases, buy new launch items for just a couple of pounds because you've used all those points that you've built up throughout the past few months, which is amazing. We're also streaming live on the website for you as well, so you can shop with us there, and you can also shop ahead on the website. That's one platform on which you can do that in, which is brilliant. It means you can see the items before anybody else. So I'd always suggest doing so, especially such as this morning at 10 a.m. the candles did sell out, and that was because you all raced on over to the website, got them in your basket and checked out quickly. Anyone that hasn't though, please make sure to check out because they will go. We're also streaming live on YouTube too, so you can join us there, have fun, relax, enjoy us on any of your screens, wherever we take you, whether you're on holiday, whether you're traveling, you name it, you can join us if you've got the internet. Right, so we're going to get into our show. I've got the lovely Emily on cameras this afternoon. Good morning. Good morning. This afternoon, good morning. That doesn't work, does it? Good afternoon, Emily. We've also got the lovely Sam producing and directing our show as well in the corner, which is wonderful. I've got a great team with me today to round us off for our afternoon before our evening show, and I believe our show this evening is going to be a little bit of a good roundup of what we've had today, maybe with the addition of a few other items, but make sure to join us to find out. Okay, so we're going to start off with the showcasing items of the hour. Now, the one that I'm going to talk about first is your magnolia. Now, your magnolia mold is right here. These are exquisite molds. They're fully silicone, completely flexible and easy release. These were launched this morning and absolutely flew out the building, okay? This is shop magnolia and it's $27.99 for this particular mold. Now, with molds, it's totally different because it's a true investment every single time, okay? Because you only ever need to buy a mold once. You don't use it and then have to buy another one. This is a tool that stays with you forever. Now, I've just had a visitor join me in the studio. Amanda, good afternoon to you.
Hello, darlings.
She has just very kindly returned my palette knife because...
You lost it?
I lost it. Where did you find it?
On the handle on one of the chairs in there.
On the handle on one of the chairs?
Armchairs, it was laid on an arm.
Do you know what? I'd lose my head if it wasn't screwed on. Thank you, Amanda. Do you know what? I've searched that. Academy is not a small space. I've searched high and low. It just happens, though, I didn't take a seat.
I just walked past the chair and I went, oh, that's David's. That's where he put it.
So yesterday I was scratching my head. Thank you, Amanda.
You're welcome, darling.
Massive help. Scratching my head going, where's this palette knife gone? Amanda's found it. So this one here is Shop Magnolia. Now, this mold, as I was saying, is a tool. They have immense detail in these, super, super fine. And we're using a particular resin of choice for these molds, which is the resin cast. This goes into all of the finer details. So with these molds being superior detailed, this means that when you've got a liquid formula, it fits into all the nooks and crannies. You can use your paper clay and air dry clays in these if you want to, but I always find that you get a much sharper and crisper finish when you're using a liquid formula. Now, if I just share with you the actual mold itself and what it creates. This is the project we made this morning together on the show, and you can see a magnolia flower here fluttering through the perimeter, or should I say the outer edge of this oval canvas. It was a wonderful project to create. I absolutely loved it, and now I've created quite a few of them. Now, the oval canvas as well is also available on the show, and we'll go to that in a few moments, but this is your magnolia mold. It is just £27.99. It's fabulous. And then you can cast as many as you want. We're using the resin cast in here. You've got a bundle of them. We're going to go to that in a moment. But this means you can repeat craft with this. You can, of course, multiply, make as many as you want, make and sell with this. It could be for cake decorating, furniture upcycling, canvas work, wall art. They will go on the front of card projects as well, so they're not too heavy to go on the front of a card and create a fabulous finish. But these are glorious. Please do not miss out on those ones. So alongside the magnolia, we do have, of course, the one that was then showcasing is your shop cherry. So this is your cherry blossom mold. You can see this one is filled. Every square centimetre or square millimetre of this mold has been utilised by filling it with detail. Now you've got your cherry blossom flowers alongside the branches. I'm going to show you some real special techniques on how to get no breakage and perfect demoulding every time with a liquid formula in these molds. Now, this particular mold here creates the cherry blossom, which you can see on this canvas there spreading through, and it is just sensational. I mean, when you look at that and see the detail, you can see how fine and crisp and how precise all of the demoulding has come out on this one. You've just got to give it a go. You're going to love it. You absolutely fall in love. But with the cherry blossom, it's probably one of the most versatile because it adapts to all molds on the show. So I used here the magnolia, and then I went in with that cherry blossom and added it to different parts of the branch, which allowed it to quite literally grow on the canvas. And it gave us a completely different finish, but also I think it looks great. And I felt really proud of this project when I created it, and you're going to feel the exact same at home. And it was so easy. I literally gilded it, added black wax. You saw how to do that in the earlier show. You can definitely go back and watch that one later on as well. And you can see some tips and techniques that we shared with you during that hour, but we're going to do something different during this one. We then do also have, well, those are our two molds, okay, that I've just shared with you. The actual Camilla, okay, this one is fully allocated. It's $29.99, it's Shop Camilla, but you can still add it to your basket if you're looking at us and watching us right now, because there's some that haven't checked out. Now, that means that when it's fully allocated, everybody else still has the opportunity to get hold of it, and that is the one that makes up this design with the very large florals on. It is beautiful. I can see why it sold out so fast. You also get the leaf, the stems and the petals with it as well. And that there is your camellia flower, $29.99 for that one. It's a silicone mould with all of the detail in there, but you've got to be quick if you want to get hold of it. And if you do add it to your basket, it will be yours if you check out now, okay? So that's your final call on this mould because it's going to go. Well, it physically, well, technically has, but not 100% because it's not been checked out yet. The bumblebee bees as well, another one that is fully allocated, but you still have the ability to get hold of it during this hour if you do add it to your basket and check out now. This is shop B, it's $24.99. You will see on your screen sold out. That's because it's fully allocated, which means if you're sat at home with it in your basket and you're not going to check out, please let somebody else have it. Take it out of your basket because then it gives the opportunity for somebody else to be able to purchase these exquisite moulds. You've got your bumblebees on there. You've got your twin bees where they're back to back. Those would be perfect earrings as well. That's the one that's great for jewellery, embellishments, but also add in little bumblebees to your canvases as well. They look exquisite. Now, there are all your brand new showcasing moulds today. Well, they're what's left, okay? But don't worry, you can still join and be part of the party with all these brand new moulds if you check out. As soon as those moulds have checked out, the ones that are fully allocated, I will tell you and I'll be able to let you know. But if you do want to get them, now's your time to do it. Now, we're talking about mediums to fill those moulds with. And as we mentioned, you can fill it with a whole host of mediums. There's quite a lot you can use in here. But the one that we're featuring in today's show is this selection. Now, you've got your black and your white resin cast. You get 800 grams of each. You can get 1.6 kilos of resin to work with here. It's an all water-based resin. It's non-toxic. It's family-friendly. So anybody can use this. You don't need to protect every surface in the world to be able to start crafting with it. You can craft with this in the same place you make your cards. It's that quick and easy to work with. So usually these are priced, well, they are priced at $29.99. Oh, the gesso's gone.
Gesso's gone.
Gesso's gone, guys. All right. That one's sold out. With your black and white resin, they're usually $29.99 each. So essentially 30 quid, let's say. So you'll be paying just under £60 for both. Today, though, however, if you type shop mono into the comments for $34.99, you're going to get this one and then this one. So they're together as a bundle, which means you're only paying $29.99 for one and you're paying only $4.99 for the other. That's unbelievable. That's irresistible, that is. Now, we've put the black and white together because you might want to do contrasting projects. You also might want to not have to paint it black. You might want to go straight in with your gilding waxes. I'm going to show you both ways, but this gives you a massive amount of resin. 1.8 kilos to be precise. So 800 grams in each bag. It's all water based. All you do is add water to it. For the white, super simple, 100 grams of powder with 35 grams of water. And inside your black one, I'm just going to triple double check this before I say it. Yes, 25 grams of water against 100 grams of powder. So 10 grams less water in the black one. So easy to follow as a rule of thumb. And you can multiply that. So for example, if you want to do a bigger batch, you do 200 grams powder and 70 grams water. So simplified, so easy. You can duplicate it, multiply whichever way you want to do it, and you can reduce it as well. Now we're going to move on to our marble sprays. Now the marble sprays we featured in our earlier show. You've got your black and you also have your silver here. Now they're individuals. Shop silver is £19.99. You've got a 200ml can with this one. Now the silver, of course, and the black both work in the same way, as do all the colours. You give them a good shake. They've got a ball bearing inside there. You want to hold them about a 30 centimetre distance from the surface you're working from. You take the lid off the top and you spray evenly over the surface. Now, you can use this on things like canvas, fabric, wood, metal, grey board, plastic, perspex, terracotta, glazed and unglazed ceramics. You can use it on rough, porous and slick surfaces. It is waterproof, so it will be actually weatherproof outside in the garden. On fabric, it's not designed to be machine washed, but you can hand wash it and it will be okay. You might get away with it in the machine as well. I know I did, but they do specify really for hand washing only. But it creates a natural marble look. Now we do also have the black marble spray for you. I love this one because it means you can go straight onto all of your resin castings from your moulds with the flowers and make them look like marble, like they've been carved from marble. We've got to do that during the hour. So this one is your black, this one is shop marble. It is £19.99. They're both the same price for you today. This one here though is shop marble. To get hold of that, it's your black marble spray paint. Please do keep me company in the comments though as well. Keep your questions and comments coming through. We do have the tablet on charge at the moment. It's had a busy day, but what we're going to do is keep your questions coming through and I can answer them during the show, or most definitely when I get to demonstration, when it's got a bit more juice, shall we say. Right, we've got the electric whisk for you. Now this electric whisk, it comes to you with everything that you need, and we've added this to the show for not only one reason, the fact that it's easy to mix resin, but it's great for every household to have. Now I'm just going to take this one out of the box so you can see exactly what you're getting inside here. You're going to get these. Now the reason why I love them is they're smaller than a standard whisk, so they will fit into a large drinking cup or into another pot. So with the interlockers, of course, they turn through. But here with your electric whisk, you're going to get both whisks, then you also get these two. So a different shape whisk with like a hook on the end, which would be great when you're mixing your colours into your resin. And then you do also get the unit. So it's a UK only item because it's got UK plug. Let's have a look, take that off, there we go. And then you've got your speed settings. So your speed settings here go from 1 right through to number 7, and then you've got off, okay? And that ejects them, so you push that up to eject them out. So quite simply, pop them in like this, and this for you is shop mix. It's £29.99, and when they're in like that, all you need to do to eject them is push that button up, and it'll pop them out like that, and then you can remove them. Now you can use it for baking, of course you can, household baking, but we're going to suggest that if you are going to use it for crafts such as resin and things like that to mix, keep it for a craftable one. Or if you're going to use it for your cooking, keep it for cooking, but it can go into crafts, just not go back. That's the thing with this. But it's shop mix, it's £29.99. That's a great price for an electric mix, which you can use for all sorts really. Right, I'm going to share with you as well your gilding waxes. Now your gilding waxes we've got in 2 separate bundles. The first bundle is here for you, and this one is Shop Classic. It's £22.49. It's your Cadence Dora Wax Gilding Set. Now inside here you've got your rich gold. I'm going to take them upside down so you can see at the base of the pot the colours. Rich gold, pearl and black. Now look at this. Is that not just exquisite? Now these are the Dora waxes, which makes them completely different from the standard finger wax. The reason for that being, you've got metal flakes. So not only are they packed with mica, they're packed with metal flakes as well. So they're like a gilding wax and a finger wax combined together. It means they glisten, they shine on the surface, they give you a most opulent Dora finish, but they are only £22.49 for the 3 of them. That's Shop Classic. The second set, which we have, same formula, different colours, is your Wonderful Nature set. You've got your antique pink, your apple green and Mediterranean sky. Doesn't that just look luxury together? Now great for spring and summer, but again would be great for Christmas if you're going to tie them in with your golds. All 3 of those, £22.49 for 3 of your Dora waxes. Now, we've had a look at the moulds, we've had a look at resin, marble spray and our waxes, but now when we fill our moulds, we want the right tools to do it. Well, I've got 2 particular bundles on the show which are great products. Now, the scrapers here work incredibly well when you've filled your mould and you need to actually remove the whole top layer, so the excess from the top of the mould, and scrape it off. It's Shop Scraper, the £3.99. It's going to be the best £3.99 that you put into your basket today, tomorrow, or on any of our shows, because you get in all of these inside here. Now, they're flexible, so they're great for filling as well. So they work either very ideal for home renovation and decoration and furniture restoration, but for filling your moulds, it's the ideal surface. Even if you want to use these alongside the mould with chocolate and your food crafts, you can use it to scrape across the top. Now, I just know that these filled with melted chocolate and then put onto cakes, desserts, all that sort of stuff are going to look unbelievable. And if you do try that at home, you must share it with us. I would love to see it. Make sure when you get yours home though, you just give it a thorough clean before you do so, just to remove any factory dust or anything like that. So that was Shop Scraper at £3.99. We've then got for you here the palette knives. So I'm going to look at the palette knives for you, and you're going to get 5 in total here. 5 different palette knives to do 5 different things. Now with these, they'll be great for mixing your paints, mixing your resin. You can mix it all together and add colour. Palette knives are fundamental. They serve such a strong purpose in any crafter's stash. They're just, they're as fundamental as a paintbrush or even a pen, okay? Now, when you're mixing through stencils, when you're blending products together, when you want to create gradients, thickness, dimensional, and technique surfaces, palette knives are the answer. You get inside here 5 different ones, different lengths, different thicknesses, and different broad tips on them. So you can see you've got your flatter ones and you've got your elongated ones for bigger surface coverage. Now, these together are going to come to you for $14.99. It's shop palette for them. They're an unbelievable set. They're metal as well with wooden handles, so they're not plastic. They're not going to break. They've got durability with them, and that's what you want with these. Right, okay, so we've still got a fair bit on our counter. I'm going to share with you something that we didn't do really much of in the first show, which is the canvases. If that's so, is that all right with you, Sam?
Yeah, happy.
Okay, Sam's happy. We're all happy. Okay, so we've got our oval canvases. Now, these are what I used to actually create the projects that you see behind us. Now, these are a large canvas, okay? 50% of these has already gone into allocation. Wow, and we hardly touched on these in the first hour, but we did work onto them. So you can make a project that goes from something like this to something like this, okay? Now, this is using literally black gesso marble spray in the moulds with gilding. It's that quick and easy. But it starts out like this for you. Now, you could have it both ways. It could be on your wall as an oval like that, or you could have it landscape, which I think would look really nice as well. You could actually put a little hook either side and put a chain on it, and it would hang on the wall, and it would have a wonderful big scene on it of whatever you've created. It could be for rice paper, but with the moulds on top. It's an incredible statement piece of artwork, and it would look great as you walk into your home as the entrance. But also think gifts. Think about this as a gift. And it's got a wooden frame. So it's super solid, ready to go. It's pre-gessoed as well. This is shop oval. It's $12.99 for that. $12.99 for a wooden stretched oval canvas. Very unique and different shape as well. Not just a standard, okay? And there isn't a lot of them. 50% of those are in allocation, so please be quick with them. We've also got your triangle canvases as well. Now the triangles, this is shop triangle. It's $17.99. You do have a saving on these. These are great. They're stretched, but it means that you can do larger pieces. So visualize this. You start to put them in your home on the walls. Just put a little panel pin into the wall, a little nail, and then you can start to build up all of these different pieces of artwork like this, and they would look great. Or you're going to have them facing up and down like that on the wall, so you create a pattern with them. Lovely, unique shape. Would look great with just a flower in the centre of one of your moulds. Maybe coming off the edge slightly. That there is shop triangle, $17.99 for those. We now have, okay, these square canvases, you get a lot here. And when I say a lot, you get loads. This is shop canvas. It's $24.99. Sam, is it all of these?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. What?
28 piece.
28 canvases. Oh my word, this is amazing. Right, okay, so in here, I'll start off because I have to put them down because it's quite heavy. You're going to get these ones. This is your first set. These are 6 by 6 inches. These are your classic panels. So inside there, you're getting 7 of those. You're getting 7 of your 6 by 6. And they're all square as well, which I love. You've then got your 10 by 10. These are fabulous. They're all gessoed as well. 10 by 10. Inside here, you also have 7. Okay. We'll definitely have 7 of each. They've then got 8 by 8. So 8 by 8 size as well. 7 of those. And then the big one. This here for you is your 12 by 12 canvas. So think about all those stencils we share with you, all those 12 by 12 designs that we share with you. That's what this is for. You're going to get your 12 by 12. You're going to get inside here your 10 by 10, 8 by 8, and 6 by 6. 28 canvases coming to you for $24.99, less than £1 each. That's ridiculous, okay? That is absolutely incredible. Less than £1 for a canvas. Individually canvases, for something that size, you might pay probably like £2.99, £2.50 for one, okay? But you're getting 28 for $24.99. That's just crazy. And canvases are something that I have collected and shopped for over the years. In a lot of my work that I've done, I've always been buying canvases. There was actually one of my favourite little hobby shops growing up, has since closed down. It was a little independent, and she had tons of canvases, stacks of them up to the ceiling. And I'd always go with my pocket money and buy them for my projects that I'd paint. And they were, back then, and we're talking like, 20 years ago, they were still, you'd be talking a couple of quid per canvas. So even now, thinking about it, they'd probably be almost double that. Who knows? but you've got a great deal, that's for sure. We've also got for you as well, oh, we've got the black canvases as well. Don't want to forget those before I go on to the paint. We do have the black canvases. Now these are great. These are stretched wooden canvases and they're black gessoed, okay? The gesso is just sold out, so if you want some that are pre-gessoed for you, this is great. Now, this is shop stretch. They're $17.99. They're 8 by 10 and you can get 6 of them. Now, these are great if you want to go straight onto the project with your image or you want to airbrush, do metallics on here. Everything's going to show up. They're a matte finish. They look really glossy, I know, but that's because they've got the plastic shrink wrap around them. But they are a matte black finish, okay? So that there is your canvases, and you're going to get all 6 of those, 8 by 10, fabulous size. So think about metallic, think about bright pops of colour you're going to go on. Airbrushing looks great on those too. If you've got your airbrush gun, have a go with it. Try it on there, you're going to love it. I also have for you your sets of metallics. Now the metallic paints are flawless. They're unbelievable, they're luxurious, they're opulent, they're everything you could ever wish for in a paint, but they're metallic, which makes them even better. Now this is shop 1 at the top of here, and I'm going to share with you not only the colours you're getting, but the price you're paying is just out of this world, because for $14.99, you're getting 3 90mm paints. This should be £38.97 and you're paying $14.99 for them. Now, if you're at home thinking, oh, I've got some of these, paint you end up using up, okay? When I see paint at a good price, I get it. This is a price where you get it because it's such a good price to be able to get it at. Antique pink, green and pearl. Pearls are a really important colour to have. It's a catalyst for creation lots of different tones. You mix it together to create your variation of pastel tones, but in metallic. Now Dora, just at the top of the show, here to share with you that it is a very renowned product within the Cadence range, and the Cadence range is very, very comprehensive and very broad, let's say that. There's over 1,000 different mediums. This one sticks out because of its capabilities and its versatility. It will go onto any surface, so wood, metal, fabric. It will go onto paper, cardboard. It will go onto plastics, perspex, acetate, terracotta, stone, concrete, rust, wood, glossed wood, veneer, varnish, laminate. It will go onto vinyl. It will go into all those different surfaces and be permanent and be washable and be weatherproof. This paint for you does all those different jobs of all those different paints on the shelves, but contained to one bottle. When you wanted it to cure on a slick surface, let it cure for 21 days at room temperature. If you want it to cure on fabric, flip it over when it's dry, and not the bottle, the fabric, and iron it on the back. Okay, don't iron the bottle. So that therefore you will set it on fabric, and it will be machine washable at 30 degrees. It's dishwasher safe and weatherproof. What more can I say about a product that does all those things? Shop 2 is going to get you your blue, anthracite and your dark orchid. And then your third and final set down here is also going to be shop 3. Fancy that, 1, 2 and 3. And that's going to be gold, bronze and silver. $14.99 for all 3 of those bundles, which is crazy. Absolutely fabulous price. Those 3 are going to come to you for $14.99. You could go for multiple bundles, it's entirely up to you. But I know what I'd be doing when they're at that price, that's for sure. Because we may be introducing new colours down the line, or when they're back in, we can't guarantee they'll be back at that price again. We're going to quickly share with you, what should we have a look at? I'm going to quickly share with you the glue gun, okay, if that's all right. And then I'm going to do a demo and come back, and we're going to do some other bits. So this here is your Kit & Caboodle cordless glue gun. I'm going to be using this in my first demo. It is completely cordless, so you're not tethered to your desk, which makes it far easier to craft. It means you charge it up. Soon as it's charged, you've got your on switch just here, and it will light up blue when the Kit & Caboodle gun is in use. Now, the light will go off when it's run out of battery, but as soon as you plug it in, the light will go red. And then as soon as it turns green, it's fully charged. And it takes about an hour and a half to fully charge, okay? And I've been working with this, well, I do shows here that are about an hour long, and sometimes we've done shows that are 2 hours, and I found that continuously on, it will give you around about 70 minutes to 80 minutes of use, okay? But what I tend to do, and my personal preference is I'll turn it on, let it heat, which takes around about 3 or 4 minutes, and then once I've done the project, I'll turn it off, and I might need it half an hour later, and I'll turn it back on, and then they get more use out of it, okay? It does come with 3 glue sticks and the charger cable and the stand inside the box. So it's a USB charger, really quick, simple and easy format to work with. You can plug it into a phone charger port or anything, or a computer tower. But not only do you get the glue gun, you're going to get inside here a pack of 50 hot glue sticks. Now they're the perfect width as well, of course, for the glue gun. They are, I think it's a 7mm width, but you're going to get 50 of them. Now that all together, 50 glue sticks and a piece of electronic equipment, your glue gun, is $24.99. Now there's so many advantages of this glue gun. For one, the main one is it doesn't burn the glue. It's a non-drip glue gun. So when I say it doesn't burn the glue, some glue guns will reach extremely high temperatures where the hot glue then turns brown. It melts and it burns, which doesn't only affect the fact that it's not going to be as strong in terms of adhesive because it's burnt it and the plastics have burnt inside that solution, but also it's going to reek. It smells really bad. This doesn't do any of that. The glue stays crystal clear. You can also use your glitter glue sticks in these as well. It will allow them to pass through, but the nozzle of it is ultra fine. So you've got that fine tipped nozzle, giving you a wonderful bead of glue, making your gems, all of that, and you're not tethered to it either. $24.99 for those. I've got about 3, okay, that I have on the go. Whilst one's charging, I'm using one. But should we go over to demo, Sam, and have a look? Yeah. Okay, wonderful. So, oh, this chair's got a couple of cushions on it. I feel a bit higher. This is strange. Emily, would you like a chair? There is one there if you like a chair. We're going to sort Emily a chair out. Here is my palette knife. I must say it's returned to me though in a slightly different state in which I lent it out. Amanda is very brave. Give that a clean later. Right, okay, so should we get started? Now, when you're working with your moulds, there's a few things that I would advise following, okay? And there's a few things that I would highly suggest doing. Now, we do have some floristry wire on the show, and the floristry wire is really important for quite a few different reasons. Now, I do have some little wire snips with me, and they're just here inside my trolley. Got everything, it's just knowing where it is. So inside your mould here, you'll find that when you've got these large blooms, these large florals, they're all connected by these channels which form the stems of the flowers. So you can see one here that's been demoulded. All these fine stems connected together. Now you might be seeing, what's this hint of green before I've painted it? Well, what I do is I line the entire mould with wire. Now, what that means is, and the wire is on the show, we do have it for you if you do want to get some, and I would definitely recommend, because it's papered wire, which means it sticks to the resin, is you take it and you lay it in the channels that are connecting finer elements. So down here, where we've got this bud, I would add a slight curve, just like that, and pop that one in there, okay? And again, put that one just in there. And it always wants to just be in the areas where it may be slightly fragile, okay? So I'm just curling it with my finger and thumb, and it'll just fit into those little areas. It's quite fun to do as well, actually. And the reason why I decided to do this was it reminded me about how they lay concrete, and I've seen them do it, where they get those grids of like metal that's been welded together or like crossed over, and then they pour the concrete in. And what that does is it stops it cracking and breaking. They do it for like concrete tabletops and all sorts. So what I'm going to do is then just put that one in there. Now that is that mould fully wired now, okay? So it's completely wired for us, meaning there's no loose areas. In fact, the only one I probably would add a little bit more to is just that one there. And there you have it. That mould is now ready to go. I've seen another one. You probably will do the same at home. Just there, okay? And that's going to cross over. Now that's ready to fill with resin. Now we filled one with resin earlier, but I only filled part of it. And I did say I would show it you, because I only did bits of it. But the reason why we had that wire in is that so these areas here don't break apart. So those wire elements, you don't have to fill the whole mould, you can fill the sections, but it means they don't break apart. But watch what happens. If I do break it, that's now snapped. The resin there has got a break in the back of it. I don't know if you can see that on the camera, but just there, it has broken. But it's not falling apart because I've got the wire inside it. Let's just remove that little piece. There we go. The wire's inside there, stopping it being brittle. So you can drop it, super fine and fragile, but doesn't break. So it actually is far more durable than you think. So areas like this, if I was to take this one here out of the mould, and I'll actually be able to get the whole thing out because we've added our wires. Look at that. I've done just part of the flower there, but we could take that section there away and that section, trim off the excess wire just there and there. And there you have just a section. Now that would look lovely down the DL card. Just with a bit of gilding wax on it, it would look sensational because we've just done half the flower. That's why it's so important to add these wires into the mix, okay? So definitely get those wires alongside this, all right? Now what I'm going to do is, because we've demolded some and we showed you casting them earlier, I don't want to take up too much time of the show mixing resin to pour it again, because you've seen me do that. But for any of you that do want a recap of it, please don't hesitate in going back to that show and watching me put that together. Now what I've got here is some just protective sheet, just literally, I'm not going to gloss around it, it's bin liner. And I'm going to paint some of these and then we're going to layer them up. Now I do have my wooden wine box here, which I've painted black using our black gesso, or you could use your black hybrids as well. If you want to use your hybrid, you can do. It's entirely up to you, but paint that first, any colour you want to work with, and then I'm going to paint them the same. Now I'm actually going to grab some hybrid because I've got it here with me. You'll be able to find a hybrid acrylic on the website. We've got all the different colours, but black is the one I'm going to use today, and I'm using it directly from that nozzle because it's a bit easier. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a relatively soft brush that's got lots of bristles so we can naturally brush all of this paint onto it. Now I'm painting this one black. You could use your black resin cast, but I'd cast this one first, and I'm going to show you how quick and easy these are to paint. So around into all the indentations, and because we've got that wire inside there, it's allowing us to paint it incredibly easily, okay? So super easy to cover with paint. There we are, just going to stipple all the way over here, and I want to cover most, if not all, of the white space. Now also the beauty and the advantage of working with resin cast is that it makes the paint dry very quick because it's ever so slightly porous, so it will absorb any water content, any moisture that's within the medium you're adding. So if you're adding varnish, you probably want to do 2 coats because it might absorb the first. With paint, it'll absorb the moisture, but it leaves the colour on the top. So you've got a win-win with this process. Dries quick, looks great. So I'm going to cover all the buds and the stem, and I'll probably do 2. Or we could do this in some cherry blossom, let's say. There we are. And just have a little look at that. I mean, look at all of these castings we've done, which means we've got loads of projects to make. I've got the cherry blossom here. We've also got the camellias. We've got the buds, everything. We've got the bumblebees. They are just stunning. So please, if you have moulds, check them out.
Camilla completely checked out.
Wow, okay, congratulations to those of you who have. Sam's just given me an update that the Camilla flower has now fully allocated and fully checked out. There is officially no more of this flower. It's all gone, okay? So we're now focusing on our magnolia. Thank you, Sam. So what I'm going to do is completely cover all of this with paint, but I am going to help it because we've got the aircon on. It's nice and cool in here. So I'm just going to give it a blast with the hairdryer to give it a little push into dry, making sure you might be able to see a few white spots from where you're viewing this from, because of course I'm seeing it from one angle, but we can go back over. So little blast with the hairdryer. I always use a hairdryer now instead of a heat gun for crafts like this. It just means it's not putting any intense heat onto the surface. Also, when you paint these with a hybrid, they go very smooth. It looks wonderful. So let's just give this a blast. In fact, I don't even think it really needs a second coat all over. I think it might be just a few touch-ups. Look at that. Isn't that wonderful? So I'm just drying that off. There we go. Just like that. So I'm going to use that brush just to add a little bit more colour. A little bit more paint. I think I missed a bit there at the top. Spotted that as I was drying. And then just any areas where we might just want a little bit more. Like that. So now we've done that first one, I'm going to have a look at that wine bottle box and we're going to see where we need to put some more. So this one's going to go on the front like that, and we're going to actually gild these with our wax as we have on the show. So we're going to have our first one there, and I love how it's actually coming off the edge of the box. If we shape it slightly, there's an anchor point for all of them. I've just seen another spot. I'm going to paint that now whilst I'm at it. And this is going to be a gorgeous gift. Imagine being able to gift this to somebody. These wine bottle boxes you'll find on the website. Alternatively, if you hang around for our Christmas show on Monday at 11 a.m, we're doing the rice paper. Oh, honestly, these rice papers are just gorgeous. They're launching on Monday Makeover, but we're going to have the wine bottle box on there because these are just going to be all your Christmas gifts sorted. Okay, this year I'm doing bottle boxes for everybody. because I just think that they look flawless. And then we can work with some other embellishments. So in here, look at the size of that. I mean, that on here wrapped around would look gorgeous. And if you use an epoxy resin, demold it whilst it's still slightly flexible, and you could shape it as well. I'm going to pick out a smaller branch and just maybe add that to the top. So let's paint that one. Because you don't always have to use all of the mould. You'll demold all of it and realise how much you actually have to work with. Some of these have like 6-7 castings inside them. So they're well worth every penny, because the second you demold, you just fill it up again. All right. So let's go in around here. Let's have a look. There we go. Add all of our colour. You can see my hands are getting a bit messy, but that's okay. I probably should have wore gloves considering I'm using black hybrid, but no doubt. I'm doing the 6 p.m. show as well, so we'll see how clean my hands are by then. I've got a fair bit of painting to do until then. So let's go around and heat this through. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get my glue gun heating up for us. So that's getting ready, warming up. I do have a second one as well, so I'm going to get them both warming up. Got 2 on the go, because I know one's fully charged and the other one might not be, so I just want to double check that. So here we have it. We have our 2 gorgeous mouldings now together. So I've actually used, for this one, the magnolia, and I've also used the cherry blossom. So I've used both moulds there together, and doesn't that just look tremendous? So we want to gild this now before we place it onto our project. So the reason why I'm going to do that is I don't want any excess wax to then start to appear onto the box without me really wanting it there. So with this one, we're going to select our waxes to use. Now remember, you've got inside here in both bundles, you've got your nature bundle and your classic bundle. The classic bundle does have the gold in it, which I think I might use, but we've also got, well, let's have a look at we've got the antique pink, and that's a gorgeous colour, so let's use that and the gold, shall we? Let's use both together. So we're going to start with gold, then add accents in with our pink. So I've got the wax just here. Now when you're gilding with your waxes, you can go directly, or should I say neat. If you add a little bit of a spritz of water, okay, to the surface, it allows it to travel a little bit further, so you get more out of your products. So with this, we want to use a flat brush, and I'm going to find my favourite, one that will be good for the job. This one I think will do nicely. So take a bit of wax onto your surface. This is lined with like a sheet, so I'm not painting onto the table for anyone that thinks, oh my goodness. I have done that before accidentally though, believe it or not. Very believable, I guess. So what we're going to do now is start to then go over the top of this mould. I'm going to do this first one, then show you what it looks like. So I'm going all the way around the edges, all the way over the top. You can use your finger to apply this, but using a brush is a personal preference. But then look at that moulding now. Look at that. So different look and feel to what we did with our gilding wax, which we had on earlier, but that is stunning, okay? And this finger wax goes an incredibly long way. So then I'm going to start with the bud up in the top, work our way down. Here we are, and bring all of that round. And just adding that little bit of water means that it's not going to fully coat it. It's just going to add the glisten that we want. Sometimes if you go on neat with wax, it will kind of overpower the entire design. I want some of that black showing through for depth. And also it's going to very much complement the wine box that we've got as well. So again, bit of water, little bit of wax, little bit of wax, little bit of water, all over it, just like this. It's so fun. And then we have our mould beautifully gilded and decorated just by using the resin cast, our paint and our wax. Now these, like I said, can be going on the front of your cards, they can be going on the front of canvases, anything like that. So let's just mop up what we've got left here and use it onto the surface of our cherry blossom sprig. There we go. And when you're doing this, the real technique is just to flip-flop with your brush. So flip-flop back and forth like that. Flip-flop about. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is see where we're going to go with the pink. So I'm going to add, with the same brush, let's take that off, add a little bit of the pink wax to my mat here. Little spritz. Tiny bit of water, just like that. Get yourself a fine spritz bottle. I'm going to go back to this one because that one's now dry. And I'm just going to add some touches of pink to the edges. Now, I'm going to show you what this looks like straight away before I finish it, because it actually looks beautiful. Look at that pink on top of the gold there. Can you see it? Can you see that gradient there that it's created? Those two petals here have the pink on the edge, whereas those ones don't. So you can see where the pink meets the gold, but you can see there how it elevates the design. So what I'm going to do is pick up the pink wax. Sorry, do excuse me, everybody. I'm going to pick this up and start to draw it in. A little bit more of the pink. There we go. And again, just allow the two colours to gel together. You're creating here a blend. You're not trying to create perfection. You're just wanting the colours to work their magic. Now, when we're gilding and when we're going on with mediums like this, we always strive to have it looking so pristine and perfect, like it's come from, you know, a stately home or the Sistine Chapel, something like that. It doesn't have to. Allow your brush to do the work. Now, I've gone onto the stem there with pink. I'm not quite sure why I did that, but actually it worked. And then I'm going to go onto the petals again here with the pink as well. There we are, and a little bit more of that just here too. A little bit more wax. And as you layer it up, the colours become far more prominent, which is really nice. So where I first started there, layering that up, that pink, you can start to really see it there on the flower heads. Look at that. It is just shining off the surface. So get those waxes out. I'm just going to finish this one here off with a little bit of the pink on just the tips of the buds, so it all ties nicely together. And then all I'm going to do is wipe my surface down before we all glue it on. Okay, so lids back on the waxes. That one goes on the pink, that one goes on the gold. And then I'm going to grab a little wipe, because guess what, guys? I'm actually going to clean up. There we go. So wipe that down. Perfect. Absolutely wonderful. As well, we've got Academy. We've got our workshops going on today, which is really exciting. We've got loads of people in there. I'm just going to grab a little bit of... What have I got in my pockets? Oh, there we go. Found some. Sam knew exactly what I was after then. I usually have my pockets stuffed with glue roll because all day, every day, I'm working with paint. And it's just good to keep some. And I cleared out my pockets this morning because I found all sorts of stuff in there. So that's why there isn't any. Thanks, Sam. Right, okay, so we're now going to start to stick on our embellishments. Our hot glue gun, let's have a look. Yep, it's nice and hot. See, it doesn't even burn your fingers. That's what I love about this tool. That's going to go on here, and look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Wow. Okay, so we've just got that singular embellishment. I want to make sure that's down at the base, and let's glue this in, okay, in position. So we're going to add our glue all to the back of the moulding. This one did have a little bit of glitter glue in it, but it's okay. It's kind of carried through now. There we are. Take it straight to the surface you're going onto and add mild pressure to the areas where the adhesive's been placed. You don't want to add too much pressure to your moulds. Whilst they're still on a suspended surface, you don't want to crack them. There we go. But again, you've added those wires for that reassurance. And then this one can just go in there at the top like that. Now, any loose glue wires that you've got, grab a hairdryer or a heat tool. So for little wires, little wiry bits of hot glue, get your hairdryer warm, and it just blows them away, okay? They literally just disappear so quickly and easily. So they'll go. And then we have got our wine bottle box covered in the most wonderful motifs, embellishments that are gilded, and that just looks incredible. Now I've got it hanging over the edge because I quite like the fact that it does, and I love to see it like that. Now I'm also tempted to have some more coming from the top going down, and then have them from the edges cascading round, and we can complete this to really whatever extent we want. But if you just want to make a project that features a few of the castings, and I went with the gold because this has got the brass clasps on it as well, I just need to paint the top of it. That, you could aquastone the whole thing if you wanted to, but then your embellishments are locked in place, and that displayed could then be opened up. You could also put a polythene bag in here and put flowers in it. It could be a vase. There could be so many different functions, but this, that as a gift is just immense. I mean, imagine being able to make these. You don't even need to imagine anymore. You can do it because all you need to do is pop the items in your basket and you can take them home and do it. Right, let's have a recap on our busiest items for you today because I want to make sure that you all have the option to be able to get them in your basket. Sam, where would you like me to go?
Do you want to start with the resin first?
Let's start with the resin, shall we? And lots of you getting involved in the comments as well, which is great. Thank you ever so much for joining us. A few hellos for you. Good afternoon. Oh, we've only got about 5 minutes left of the show. Good afternoon, Tracy, Lorraine. We've also got Sandra, Diane. We've also got Karen, Lynn, Mrs. H, Janice, Pat. We've got Maureen, Carol, Jackie, Haley. Loads of you getting involved today. So thank you so much for staying with us. As well, yes, those rice papers coming on Monday are very yummy indeed. They are just irresistible. I could eat them. Not going to, but they are very nice. Tracy, I know what it's used for my hairdryer for, not used with it having short hair. Yeah, now you've got a use for your hairdryer. I always find a hairdryer is much more gentle on craft products. Sometimes adding intense heat to them can spoil them a little bit. A heat gun is used for specific processes, whereas a hairdryer is quite literally for drying your products. So always bear that in mind. Lorraine said, I would go nuts if someone used my palette knife and bought it back in that state. Thankfully, yes, it will clean up absolutely fine. It will be okay. Sandra says, afternoon, everybody. Oh, Diane says, I'm still painting my hall doors, watching David on my iPad and just waiting for a code to purchase the silver marble spray. I got the black this morning and now decided I need the silver. Yep, the silver, you absolutely need to do it. We've got back to you there, though, as well. Shop silver is your code for that one. Thank you so much, everybody, for participating in today's show. I'm forever grateful for you for joining us, as we all are, and it's great to have your company. We're not over, though, because we are going to be back at 6 p.m, but just before we leave, I'm going to share with you just some of our really popular items. The black and white resin cast together is coming to you as a duo bundle. It's shop mono. Really popular, this one, because again, you're getting it not for £60 but for $34.99. You can see the saving, the price crossed out on your screen as it's been dropped for the show. You're paying $29.99 for one and you're paying $4.99 for the other. Well, you're paying £30 for one, $4.99 for the other, because you have got a great saving. But please remember, on top of that saving, you're also going to get your Highlight Crafts Club discount, which means it's going to come down even further at checkout for you. The black resin cast, incredibly strong and boldly pigmented. You can add black paint to resin cast to make it black itself, but you need quite a bit because that white is quite overpowering, whereas when you've got black resin cast, it's jet black, it's solid, it looks fabulous and incredibly dramatic. Also, in your silicone mold, it comes out like marble, almost like a polished marble. It looks unbelievable. All a water-based medium. Great saving on this one, though, for you today. So please don't forget to check this one out. If you've used any of our resin casts before, you know you've got a good product, and this one's going to provide for you excellent results. Both of those, 1.8 kilos in total, coming your way within your resin. Also, as well, for you on the show, just before we do leave, we have got that Magnolia. This one is your incredibly popular. There's not a great deal of them remaining, though. The other ones have sold out, but this is the one I just used to create that fabulous wine box. It's $27.99 for this one, Shop Magnolia. It's a silicone mold, which you can literally scrunch them up and they pop back into their form. They're that strong and durable. Super easy release from these ones. Give them a good little bit of wire if you're using your resin cast to give them strength on the finer elements. It means that you can take your mold from something like this to create something such as this, which is wonderful to have in your home, to view it, to gift it, to sell it, to make, and just to craft in general. Myself and Mel were saying this morning that here at Highlight Crafts, we work with these beautiful products every single day, which is an absolute privilege to be able to do so. And in quite a lot of the cases, we also buy them to take home with us, not only use them here on a daily basis. I know, right? We must be crazy. But when we saw these molds this morning, we both said we just have to have these. Mel said she's off on Sunday and she wants to craft with them. I don't see why not. I absolutely think she will be. But I also, for myself, I really want to get into decorating some cakes and I want to have a go with the icing. So I've done my resin, done all of that, but my molds I've bought are especially going to be for my cake decorating. So watch this space because there might be something to come with that. But honestly, give it a go. You're going to love it. You're going to enjoy it. But we have been absolutely besotted by these molds because they are just glorious. Also, as well, we do have the cherry blossom one for you. It's shop cherry at just £27.99. Another fabulous mold. They're all similar in size in terms of their footprint, but the actual detailing side there, you can see you've got a lot to work with. You've got flowers on their own, you've got singular stems, you've got buds, florals, and branches. The bumblebees have also sold out as well, along with, of course, that Camilla flower. So they have also gone. But thank you so much for joining us. These have been exceptionally wonderful shows to craft with and share with you. So we really appreciate your support and joining us. I just cannot wait for you to receive yours in the post and start crafting with them. Right, now it's time to check out your baskets. Go straight to those messages, click on the links that we've sent you, and you can check out your orders that you've placed with us, and you'll get forward to looking to all those posts that you're going to get in the next few days. You might even craft with them over the weekend. Right, everybody, have a wonderful day. I will see you at 6 p.m. Take care.